Well, hello. I actually filmed a nice introduction to this video with my cell phone, and I was headed down to the post office because I was really excited. This is one of those really expensive pens that I purchased back on February 20th. And, about 6 months later or so, maybe more like 4 or 5 months. But anyway, it finally arrived in the middle of July. And I guess that would make it 5 months. Anyway, I filmed a nice intro with my cell phone, got almost to the post office, filmed my face as I put on my little squirrel mask, filmed the post office, went into the post office, filmed me getting it out of the post office box. Then I had to go to a locker to actually pick up the package. And got home, filmed the first impression right away. And went to edit it together, and I had lovely footage from my cell phone of my pocket. So, apparently every time I thought I was filming, I was turning it off. And every time I thought I was turning it off, I was filming. So, lots of footage of the inside of my pocket if you're into that kind of thing. So, I'm refilming the introduction, but I think you can see that I'm still excited. So, this is a little bit, maybe a week and 2 days after I got it, and the excitement's still there. So I will flip you over to my footage of the unboxing and the first impression. Then we'll come back and talk a little bit about it. All right, so I'm covering up my personal mailing address, but you can tell that I purchased this pen from Dan Smith, the Nib Smith. I like him because he does custom grinds, and I just find him good to deal with online. So, I don't want to do a full unboxing, but I thought I would kind of show you the packaging. So, let's cut it open. I'm glad to see he uses paper inside. It protects oh no, there's some plastic. But it's more biodegradable than those stupid foam peanuts. So, throw the box aside, throw the paper aside, and we'll open up the... So he includes his own, I guess it's a sticker, and it's wrapped in cardboard. Or no, sorry, wow, did I just say cardboard? Paper. I guess that's to protect the packaging, I don't know. Oh, no, we've got more packaging. How about that? So we're in a white box now. With not much else. I mean, it has kind of a neat little finish on it, I guess. Let's see what's inside the white box. You can tell I'm going to edit a lot of this out. Hey, we've got another box. I bet this is the top. I'll just carefully open it. Yeah, it's feeling like that's the top. I've got a pen pillow that, I don't know, I guess it held the literature. So it comes with some literature. Nice little pen sleeve, which I'll probably be using. I use one of those with my Nakaya. Is there anything here? Well, I'll look at this later, because you're not here to look at the packaging. So inside we've got this green thingy with a pen in plastic. More plastic. So we'll set all this packaging aside. Holy cow, I've got a pile here. I'm a hoarder. And I've got a thingy on the clips. We'll take that off. Alright, so this is the pen. This is made with the Byakudan finish. We'll just roll it over once nicely. I know some people don't care about finishes and they just want to see the pen right, but honestly, if you buy this pen, yes, I like Platinum President nibs, but I bought this pen for the finish, doggone it, because this is art. Unscrew the cap. Just like a typical Platinum President, we have the President nib, which Dan Smith ground to a cursive double broad. Cursive italic double broad, I should say. Unscrew it. Oh, isn't that nice? So it does come with a cartridge converter. Some pens that I've bought do not. And it looks like, from the moisture in here, he has inked it up and cleaned it out. So, yeah, okay, I've got water coming off of my finger when I wipe across the nib. So I think he must have tested it. We'll just shake out a little water there. Not a criticism. I think that's a good thing that he's making sure his product is good, especially if you're going to pay this kind of price for it. It's a reason I don't buy pens like this very often. So my ink, on reflection, may have not been the best match for this pen, but I think we'll go with it anyway. We're going to do a Platinum Classic Forest Black. Which is an iron gall ink. I'm kind of shaking. I'm a little excited and now I'm nervous. It's like, you spent that money and you hate the pen. You know, I'm just kind of scared that's going to happen here. And now you get my nervous giggles. Okay, calm down there, squirrel. Alright, so we'll wipe the nib off screen. Give it a little privacy. So off screen I wrote the name of the pen. This kind of reminds me of a narrow stub, which I guess is what I've got if I got a cursive italic nib that's double broad. But I gave a little cheer when I wrote this. This is exactly the writing experience I wanted. It feels a lot like a Platinum President. I think down the road I'll have to do a video where I compare with the Platinum President. But dang, that's gorgeous. And no, I'm not going to post it. I do not want to damage this beautiful maki-e finish. Holy cow, this pen's gorgeous. So this ink is Platinum Classic. Forest Black. If you're familiar with the Platinum President nib, you know that this is not a flex nib by any stretch of the imagination, but it's a very good nib. I've always liked their nibs. So definitely a whole world of line variation there that's gorgeous. Wetness and flow. Of course. Sorry, I'm excited about writing with this pen, holy cow. Pens in use may not get filmed today, because that's what I should be filming right now, but I wanted to do this instead. Okay, calm down there, squirrel. Wetness and flow, yeah, that's wet. This is a drier ink, to be fair. You know, that fading, I don't know that I've ever noticed it fade like that before with this test, so it's kind of different. And that was a smear test. Doggone it. Well, we'll call this next one the real wetness and flow. Oh yeah, no trouble keeping up there. And then reverse writing. Kind of a gamble with a nib like this. You know, I'd say that's a fairly smooth broad. Okay, so this is not a wetness and flow test. We'll take advantage of the reverse writing. This was a smear test. Whoops! And finally, the world famous Pierre Gustafson test. And I'm predicting we're going to get a passing with flying colors here. I'd say we passed with flying colors. So I have lusted after this pen for a long time. And I'm glad I finally got it. You know, sad that I had to wait so long, thanks COVID-19. But I think sometimes when you have to wait for something, it helps you appreciate it more. And again, work of art. And I will just say this, you paid for this pen. I bought 3 pens with my growing savings of YouTube income. One of them was the Platinum Izumo. I bought this one, and there's one more, which I may or may not have broadcast yet. I bought all 3 of them right at the tail end of February. And then, surprise, you're not coming back to work for the rest of the school year. You're going to have to teach from home. And, in an economic environment that all of a sudden I was just thinking, oh shit, what did I do? I don't want to have my money tied up in pens. I would not have purchased this if I'd waited just a little bit longer and seen the possibility of that disease come into the United States. But right now, on July 10th, I am darn excited to have this pen. And I think Pens in Use is going to be late tonight because somebody's going to go write with this pen instead of working on Pens in Use. So I better show you my face and show you how it fits in my pocket and stuff. So that was my Platinum Izumo. Heck yeah, I overspent. That thing is a beautiful work of art. I'm very happy with it. I'm especially thrilled with how the thing writes. That writes beautifully, that cursive italic nib, which, I'll be honest, is not in Platinum's line. You look at the nibs they have, there's a double broad, but there's no cursive italic double broad. Well, the reason I have a cursive italic double broad is I purchased it from Dan Smith of the Nibsmith, and I'm not advertising, I'm just telling you how it happened. He probably doesn't even know I was going to do this because he probably doesn't have any idea who I am. But anyway, purchased it through Dan Smith, the Nibsmith. So what he does is he offers custom nib grinds on the pens you buy from him, which does increase the turnaround time a bit. Not usually by 5 months, but there was a whole pandemic in the middle there that kind of helped. So that first week I had it, I filled it up twice. No, 3 times. 3 times with the same ink. I finally decided I need to clean this thing out because I wanted to do a comparison video, which is going to be on Wednesday. So we're going to compare it to a couple other comparable nibs in Platinum's lineup. And you'll get to see me write with it again. But anyway, one test I always like to do, see it's back in this little pen kimono because I'm going to ink them all up with the same ink. And they are all clean. I cleaned out the last one today. Well, I don't have a pocket in this shirt, so we'll just clip it here. Yeah, that went on, not super easy, but not super hard. Oops, I missed. Okay. Somebody just undermined himself, didn't he? So it went on not super easy, but not super hard either. Maybe a little on the harder side. But there, it just clipped itself on the pen kimono without me even trying. But that's not as thick as my shirt. So passes the pocket test, and yes, I am still thrilled with it. I did find if you write a lot of pages in a row with it, it does dry up. It keeps going, but the nice shading properties of the ink that you saw kind of disappear. And I want to do a video on inks one of these days, and that'll be one of my tips for shading inks is stop once in a while and let the ink kind of recollect there in the feed. So, this pen is everything I could have asked for. Beautiful work of art. Good writer. Comfortable in the hand. I like the Platinum President, and this carries on the heritage only with a lot more art. So, anyway, I should talk one of these days about buying expensive pens. Probably do that again. As somebody pointed out with when I bought a Nikaya a few years ago, well, you could have funded a trip to Japan with that. Yeah, I know. I could probably fund a trip to Japan with this too. But I like it. And right now, with other things going on in my life, a trip to Japan just doesn't fit into my life. I'm someday, but it's not going to be for the next at least 5 years. And then hopefully my summers will change a little bit. So anyway, yeah, I am thrilled with it. I'm very thrilled with it, and I'm going to stop talking now because I keep gushing. So, oh, and I was going to just mention, if you would like to see a couple of close-ish up pictures of it, I put a few on my Evernote page, which I have linked in the video description. So feel free to click on that. I don't know how many people actually do, but it is there. So I want to thank you for watching. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.